Hello everyone and welcome to my 5-minute review of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I had just finished rereading this for the third time now, and every time I read it I find a new perspective on it. This book has similar concepts to the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, but it's different. It's different in some ways. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is structured in a specific way, focus on yourself, independent, and then become interdependent. This one's kind of like, I don't know if they're necessarily in a specific order, but like even within the chapters, Napoleon Hill says, oh, we're talking about this, but you're going to learn more about this later in another chapter, kind of thing. Now, the main thing the main thing to know, think and grow rich. First of all, think is what this book is about. Grow rich. Rich can mean money, and in a lot of instances, this book uses success stories of the real world, like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, what's his name? Not Bill Gates. I don't think he used Bill Gates. He may have used Bill Gates in this. Steven Spielberg, so on and so forth. This version, I should specify. This is the 21st century revision. So they kept the old stuff from the original publication. I never read the original publication, but they also added in stories that are more relevant to our time. So you get both kind of thing. And they're in italics. You'll see if you'll read it, if it's a story in italics, it's supposed to be something that's more relevant to our time. And they're based on like real people. So what this book is Napoleon Hill studied, I don't know, thousands of people who became rich and tried to see what they all had in common. And then he kind of gave this blueprint with this book of how to think and become rich. Thinking doesn't mean you just sit there and think about it all day, but your mind needs to be aligned for it to happen. Very similar ideas as manifestation and desire and passion and determination and positive attitude and subconscious mind. It's just going on and on. Transmuting sexual energy into productivity. He talks about what the 6 basic fears are. If I can find it quick, I'll do it. But if not, I only have 5 minutes. I can't find it right now. It's jam-packed, but it's in a very structured, very good way of presenting it. Every time I read this book, I go through this process, though. I read it, and I'm really into it in the first chunk. Then there's like this middle section that every time I read this book, that it's not that it's bad, it's good, and it's fine, but it just doesn't like really hit me like the rest of the book does. And then after that middle chunk of the book, then the last section of the book is like really, that's the one that resonates with me the most, because it really gets into the the possibilities. A big concept that I've taken away from this book is called the mastermind group. And the mastermind group in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is the same concept of interdependence. The mastermind group is, you can't do everything yourself. So you need experts on the various things that you need for a business or for success or for whatever. You can't be an expert on everything, because then you just don't have enough time to master everything. So that's one of the biggest concepts I took away from this book. This book, I want to say, okay, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad and that put me on the mindset of passive income, but this book was the first book that really put me on the path. I hadn't come across the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People yet. That book was really what made clarity for me. But this book was really made me start thinking literally, and not to be like ironic because it's Think and Grow Rich. It made me start thinking about a lot of things differently and really open my perspectives on things. It's not going to tell you the exact instructions, this is the business that you have to do. It's whatever business you want to do or whatever you want to do. It gives you just how to think about things, how to look at life, and it even says why people are not successful and not rich. And that's my 5 minutes. I'm going to give this book a 9 out of 10. because at times it can be dry. Not always, but overall though, it's perfect. Like, it's almost perfect. And what I mean by that is you need like I always say, the foundation of everything when you want to start something is you and yourself and your mindset. And this is the book that got me on that mindset from the first time that I read it over a year ago. Taking action and all that stuff is the next steps, but this is the mindset. You need to have the mindset first. And that's all I have to say on that. Read this book, definitely. I already said the 5 books that I recommend. There are more. I may go over them in the future. So that's all I have to say. Let's keep growing together. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.